Hey hippies, welcome back. It's Courtney Shavante. I'm back with another awesome tutorial for you guys. This one's going to be for an adorable little floral eyelash holder, and this is for my pretty girls out there because I love my lashes, and this summer we got the lip gloss and lash flex going on. So if you want to know how to make this, make sure you stay tuned, and we're about to get right started. Alright hippies, so we're going to get started by using 40 milliliters of resin. I went ahead and prepped my molds and everything. I have the bottom piece and the top piece. I'm going to be working with both on this step. I started by spritzing this top piece with a little bit of alcohol just because the resin is known to like kind of trap bubbles in this little top piece and these little crevices and everything. So I'm starting by pouring a little bit into this particular top part of the mold, and then I'm pushing it into the edges and everything, and I'm focusing on the edges first. I'm not really focused on that top center part, and I'm making sure that I get it scooped in there and making sure I have it sitting where I want. Now I'm using this green glitter mix. This one is sold out, but I do have one that's close to it. It's called Lucky Ho. It is available on my Etsy shop, so make sure you do check that out and everything, because I would love for you guys to start working with my glitter mixes more. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and mix that up with the remaining of the resin that I have left behind in here. I do want to make sure that the glitter is nice and thick in here, just to make sure that I get the effect that I'm going for. So I put about 3 to 4 scoops in there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the glitter resin mix right in the center of this piece and everything. So I'm adjusting it, making sure that it's nice and level. I'm not with my leveling board right now, so I'm trying to kind of be mindful of that. So make sure that you are on a level surface for this particular project if you're going to be doing it in the way that I'm doing it. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take that bottom part of the mold where the lashes actually sit, and I'm going to scoop this glitter resin into each little cavity where the eyelash would be held at. So each of these little half moons, I'm carefully adding a little bit of resin. You do want to like just kind of drop it in there because these spaces fill up rather quickly, and you don't want it to like overflow because it's going to kind of ruin the look that we're going for. Now this should start to be getting thick by now, and a little bit easier to manipulate, and well, a little bit more difficult to manipulate technically, but that's kind of what we want here. Because I'm going to take my toothpick, now that the resin is nice and thick, I'm going to start from the center of that glitter. I'm just going to pull it outwards so I can get like this kind of glitter splatter look going, and that's kind of my goal with that and everything, and why it looks like that. Now at this point I still had a little bit of glitter resin left over, so what I'm going to be doing is adding a little bit of the glitter resin into the rim of my eyelash mold. So just go ahead carefully along here, take your time and everything. It's okay if you gotta go back around more than once. I added just a little bit, took my toothpick to drag it around, sprayed some alcohol to pop any bubbles that came loose, and I'm just going to add more so I can make sure that the rim is filled and everything. I'm also going to add a little bit more into the center part of this top mold and just continue working with that a bit more until I have everything exactly how I want it. Then you can spray a little bit of alcohol and allow that some time to cure, hippies. Alright, so once that's nice and cured, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and prep about 20 milliliters of resin. This time we are not going to be coloring this resin, so after we got it mixed up, I do have a video on how I get bubble-free resin, so if you're interested in that, make sure you do check it out. I have it available on my channel, and I'll also try to leave a link for you. I hope I remember, but yeah, I'll try to leave that card in there for you. But I'm just taking about half that resin and I'm pouring a nice little layer. I'm trying to get it as even as possible, but it's not going to be completely even, and that's fine. We just want a nice little layer going, so that way we can start placing our flowers and our little florals and leaves and stuff like that. We want to go ahead and start placing those face down into the resin. So get those face down into your resin. Be mindful about how it's going to look and where you're placing everything. Keep in mind that the things that you place down first are going to be the things on top. So if you want your flowers to show on top and the leaves behind it, then what you'll do is you'll place the flowers first and then place the leaf like on top of it when you're setting this. Don't be afraid to get in there with the rest of the resin. Go ahead and fill in those empty spaces and everything as needed with the remaining resin that you have, so that way you can continue making this a nice even surface. And just go ahead and continue adding all those florals in. You see me just kind of moving things around and whatnot, using my stir stick to press things down nicely. It's also helping me to manipulate the resin, making sure that I don't have too much negative space, just because I don't want an overwhelming amount for the look that I'm going for with, you know, this particular piece. Like you guys saw in the beginning, and you'll get a close-up at the end and everything. You know, I'm gonna do my little show-off video in the sunlight for you, so no worries. But after I finish getting all my leaves and flowers placed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little bit of foil and I'm going to add that into the negative spaces that I have here. So in between these flowers and leaves is where you're going to see me place these gold foils and everything. And I just want it really randomized and dispersed between, so it doesn't look like it was placed on purpose. Once you have everything placed where you want it and you're good with how it looks, you're going to, you know, just go ahead and spray some alcohol if necessary to pop any bubbles, and then we're going to allow that to cure as well. Alright hippies, so this is our final little set right here. What we're going to do now is we're going to prep about 30 milliliters of resin. I'm adding a little bit of this black mica powder into a cup, and I'm going to pour those 30 milliliters inside the cup. I actually prepped 40, but I'll be using the other 10 for another project, so I just have that off to the side because I'm working on that at the same time. Alright, after I mix in that mica powder, I'm just going to add in a couple drops of this opaque black alcohol ink. I love this alcohol ink because it makes sure it gets the opaqueness exactly how I like it, and I don't have any issues with it. Totally recommend, and it's for a really good price point and everything. So I'll leave that in the link for you below, these monochrome alcohol inks. So after I get that mixed up, I'm just going to go ahead and pour that into the tray with a that holds the lashes, and I'm going to pour it into an even layer, making sure to get all that resin out, touching each and every edge, so that way, you know, it creates a nice seamless edge and everything. And then we're going to spray our alcohol and let that cure too. After everything has had a chance to cure, it should be nice and easy to go ahead and pull at the edges of this, so that way you can go ahead and release it from your mold. Now this, I am out of frame a bit, but I hope you guys can still see pretty much what I got going on here. But we've done so many demoldings on this channel. I literally have over 100 for you guys. So if you are curious on exactly how it looks to demold a project, feel free to check out any of those videos. Alright, so after we got those out of the molds and everything's looking really good as far as the pieces. I am taking a sanding block. This one I actually got from the Dollar Tree. It was, I picked it up real quick. I have some others that I've gotten from other places, but I wanted to, you know, kind of show you guys this one too. I do work with it, and it's a nice cheap alternative, and I'm just taking it along the edges to make sure I smooth it out, especially since people are going to be handling these with their fingers and everything. I don't want anyone getting cut. So yeah. Ta-da! This right here is our finished project, hippies. I am so in love. I am so obsessed with how earthy and glam this looks at the same time. Like, just look at this piece. Look at this glitter, how it just sparkles in the sun for us. When I say my glitter has over a dozen color shifts, this is what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and pull it in right quick so you guys can see up close. Like, yes, like I am loving this glitter. I love how interesting it is, and I love how you get so many different colors, and it's still like, you know, just kind of surrounding the same color palette and everything. I love how it looks on to this clear top case, just because the glitter and the clear look, I'm really feeling it, you know. Now, as far as the base, baby, I love how I came in here, like, you know, on the little eyelash parts and the rim with that glitter. I haven't seen anyone do that before, so I'm really feeling how it turned out. I wasn't sure exactly what it was going to look like, but I really love how it creates that more seamless look between the top piece and the bottom piece. You guys see how the pressed flowers look in here, and they really complement the glitter and the gold foils on this black background. It's just so luxe and it's so regal looking. I would be so happy to be walking around carrying my eyelashes inside this case, and I'm pretty sure any of us would, right? All right, so if you guys are loving this ashtray, I'm sorry, not ashtray, this eyelash case as much as I am, make sure you do leave a comment for me and a like. I love hearing from you guys, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you all so much for your support. I seriously can't thank you guys enough. And until next time, XO. Mwah. Catch you guys later.